There are lots of lakeweed products on the market, different designs, different styles, but do any of them work? And what's actually worth buying? In this video, I'm looking at a weed roller type removal tool. Similar products are offered by different brands, but this particular brand happens to be a beach roller. And don't worry, there's a link in the video description if you want more information about it. I'm going to show you what this tool is, how it works, and what it's really good at. But it's not all rainbows and butterflies, and there's some things that this tool isn't good at. And I'm going to show you that stuff too. And I hope you stick around to the end of the video because I've got some really impressive before and after shots that you're not going to want to miss. Now this is a fairly basic tool as far as construction goes, but don't let that fool you as to the effectiveness of the tool. It may be basic, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. In fact, quite the opposite is true. This tool works really, really well. A super long handle extends down to a rolling drum. And on the roller, there are multiple pieces of metal, and those pieces of metal have teeth cut into them at varying angles. This tool works by rolling across the bottom of the lake, and the length of the handle allows plenty of room to do that, even in deeper water. The roller collects weeds in the metal teeth and kind of rolls them and spins them around the drum as it collects them. And one of the best things about this tool is that it does actually have the ability to pull the weed plant out by the root and get the entire thing. It's just like lawn care. You don't just want to lop off the top of the weed because it's just going to grow right back. You want to get that whole plant out of there, and this tool can do it for you. Slowly working the roller back and forth is easy enough, and it's actually fairly satisfying. Kind of like a Zen garden sort of vibe. I like it. You're going to want to spend more time on the heavily weeded areas, and the lighter stuff often gets taken care of with just a single pass or maybe two. And since the tool is rolling across the bottom, it does help to lift and float off silt that has accumulated on the bottom. That's that mucky bottom feeling that we all know and love. Every now and then I bring the roller up to the surface so I can clean the weeds off it. They pull off easily enough, but sometimes it can be somewhat tedious. The teeth aren't sharp, but you could wear gloves if you're worried about getting scrapes or cuts on those delicate little fingers. I promise to get into the shortcomings of this tool, and there's two that come to mind. Number one, it's really hard to push the roller through thick or dense weeds. If you have a lot of weeds, it's going to be next to impossible to get that roller moving through there. They're just too thick. The length of a lake weed in deeper water can be quite long, and to wrap that weed all the way around, it's just really, really difficult to do with those thicker areas of densely populated weeds. The roller binds up and you constantly have to be cleaning it and pulling it back up. The tool still works though, it's just really slow going if the weeds are super thick. And secondly, if you want to stay dry while using this tool, you're somewhat limited as to how far out you can clear due to the length of the handle. And in deeper water, it's even more of a factor. So I like to use this tool from a dock, and again, you're kind of limited by what you can reach as far as what you can clear. It works good for the immediate swimming area around the dock, but farther out, you might be having to get in the water for that stuff. Again, not a huge deal, but I like to stay dry, and I just don't like to get wet. You know, plus you're in the water with all those weeds floating around, and icky toes. Not for me, no thanks. So it's not a bad thing, it's just something that you should be aware of. Overall, the beach roller is a very effective tool at getting rid of lake weeds. But it is only one step in my 3-step lake weed removal process. I have a video that outlines that entire process in detail. And I was able to help my family keep the swim area around our dock clean, clear, sandy bottom, weed-free, all summer long. It's a really good video. I highly recommend it. And I'll have the link for you right over here. Now, weed razors are my absolute favorite weed removal tool, and paired with a rake, that combo can remove massive amounts of weeds in a fairly short amount of time. And you know I've got a video on that tool as well. It's linked right here for you. Check the video description for links to all the lake weed removal tools that I find to be effective. And thanks for watching. Maybe subscribe? Think about it. Bye.